Hello everyone and welcome back to the Breakdown Tech. Today I'm going to be doing a $1,000 gaming PC build guide that's going to show you all the parts that you need to build an awesome gaming PC in 2018 for under $1,000. The actual total price of this thing will come in at under 1,000 bucks at about 986 at the time I'm recording this. And on top of that, it's going to allow you to play awesome games like Fortnite, PUBG, new Call of Duty, Battlefield 4, all of that stuff without any problems. And yeah, it's just going to be an awesome PC for 1080p gaming. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. But first, be sure to check out any and all the links and any and all the parts that I mentioned in this video in the description down below, linked on Amazon. If you go down there and purchase through any of those links, it does help support our channel, so thank you very much for doing that in advance. Also, if you've got any questions about this build, post them in the comment section below. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and jump on into it. First off, let's talk about our processor, which is an awesome CPU from Intel, specifically their Core i5-8600K. This is going to be a great 6-core processor that is going to give us plenty of power for any and all of our gaming needs. Really, anything you want to do when it comes to gaming, you'll be able to with this awesome processor. Now, this is an overclockable CPU, so I figured I'd go ahead and throw in a CPU cooler that was a bit overclockable if you used it, and that is going to be the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. This is a tried and true tested CPU cooler for a budget build, and specifically for any build that's going to do a bit of overclocking but not stretch it. If you want to crank everything you can out of this processor, guess what, guys? You're going to need to go and purchase yourself a water cooler or something like that. But if you just want to do a bit of overclocking, clock maybe, you know, half a gigahertz or so more out of this system, this CPU cooler will be able to do that without any issues whatsoever. Plus, we really don't need to overclock for gaming with this thing currently, so yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm going with for the CPU cooler, but what about our motherboard? Well, that is going to be an MSI Z370 Gaming Plus motherboard. It's got beautiful red LED lighting. It supports up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, giving you plenty of upgradability, and it's got plenty of PCI and PCIe slots, giving you tons of different options when it comes to expansion in the future, such as adding in Wi-Fi cards. If you wanted to SLI it or something, you could. You've got plenty of options when it comes to that, so yeah. That's why I went with this motherboard, expandability, and it's a pretty good price at right around 90 bucks at the time of making this video. From there, let's talk about RAM. We're going with two 8GB sticks for 16GB of total RAM of G.Skill Ripjaws 5 DDR4 3200 MHz RAM. RAM is something that you don't need a ton of to be able to do gaming very, very well. So guess what? We're not getting a ton of it. We're just getting 16GB. That'll actually give you enough to, even if you wanted to stream on Twitch or something, you could do that with this much RAM without any issues while still having Discord up your game and music. RAM really isn't too needed for gaming, and because of that, 16GB will be more than enough. Now, one thing I will say is we're going with pretty fast RAM here. 3200 MHz is relatively speedy in the world of RAM, so you'll be set on that for the future as well. So what I like upgradability, and I like sustainability, and this has both, because if you wanted to upgrade it, just grab two more 8GB sticks and you'll have 32GB of RAM without even blinking an eye. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on from our RAM to our hard storage. Now, I debated about this, and so I'm going to give you some options. You can either get a 500GB SSD from ADATA, or you can get a 1TB HDD from Western Digital, specifically a Western Digital Caviar Blue. For the price of this build, I am including the HDD in order to get it under 1,000 bucks. You don't need an SSD, but I know a lot of people want them, and they're becoming pretty affordable. You can actually go ahead and get yourself like a $50 500GB SSD from someone like Team or somebody like that. If you wanted to, throw it in here, run your OS off of that, and run your games off of the HDD. You've got plenty of options, but for the price of this build, I'm just throwing in a 1TB Western Digital Caviar Blue HDD, because it's tried and true, it's a good HDD, and it'll get the job done, because you don't necessarily have to have an SSD. It is just something that is, you know, kind of a luxury that you could have if you want it. Now, there is still one major part of this build missing, and that is our graphics card, which is actually a Nvidia GeForce GTX 1060. This is a 6GB graphics card that will kill any and all modern games at 1080p. You'll be able to play them at 60 FPS without any issues whatsoever. Now, here's the deal though. If you're wanting to do 1080p gaming or something like that, there is a build out there for you, but you're gonna have to spend about $1,500 for it, and you can check it out at the eye up there. This is for 1080p gaming, and with that, you'll be able to play any and all games out there, like I said. So, awesome stuff there. Now, from this point, we only need two more things, a case and a power supply. Now, For our case, we're going with a Deepcool Tesseract SW. Now, any and all case will work. This one's about 50 bucks, so if you shoot for around that price point, guess what? You'll be able to get your build in at the same price. This is the one I'm recommending for this build. It's got some nice LED lighting, pretty good cooling, so overall, nice case for this system. But again, you can check out my video of PC cases under $50 at the eye at the top of your screen if you're looking for something else and don't like this build. Just make sure your case fits a full ATX motherboard and it'll work with this system. From there, we need a power supply, and I personally love EVGA power supply, so we're going with an EVGA 650 watt 80 plus gold certified fully modular power supply. This would be a great CPU for this system and really knock things out of the park for us when it comes to power, over doubling the amount of power for our system, so we'll have plenty of room for overclocking or expansion in the future if we're looking to do that. But nonetheless, guys, that is this build. At the time I'm making this video, it comes out at $986 before mail-in rebates. After mail-in rebates, it comes out at $941 bucks. What a deal for an awesome 1080p 60 FPS gaming PC. If you have any questions about this build, be sure to post them in the comment section down below. My name is Nick. This has been The Breakdown Tech. Subscribe to the channel and like the video if you haven't already. And I'm out, guys. Peace.